Welcome to the Bookers Alliance podcast, where we hold the pencil and the pencil is power. Coming at you right now is your host, Marky Mark, along with the man, the myth, the legend, Frank Donaldson. Join us as we discuss the ever-changing landscape of professional wrestling. So hang on tight, you jabronis, and enjoy the ride. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for joining today's episode of the Bookers Alliance podcast. Come on inside the house, bring yourself up your ringside seat, get your soda, your popcorn, your whiskey, get everything you need. A little bit of a mixed bag today.
I think this week will be a good week to get your trail mix going here. It's gonna be whatever you pull out today. So, which isn't necessarily a specialty for both of the Bookers Alliance podcasters here, but we're gonna give it a try today. We're gonna put our best foot forward.
All right. Before we talk about anything today, though, we got to give a shout out to the sponsor, Tom Bullock's Burnt Orange Bourbon. It's a repeat sponsor.
Oh yeah,
been here before.
Nice burnt orange, old fashioned style. So.
Nice old fashioned taste. So, cheers to Tom Bullock, sir. Classy.
Yep.
Refined.
I love it. I love it with the orange taste, the orange hint of it. So
nice.
Yeah.
Good.
I wanted something
good.
Sweet today. I wanted I wanted a little sweet with my strong there. So I said, you know what? Let's find something with a little flavor in there.
Need some sweetness.
Yeah, we got it. Not Walter Payton. I mean, that's for 85 Bears fans. You guys, you youngins out there listening, y'all don't know nothing about that.
Sweetness.
Yeah.
All right. Today's episode is called Mystery Bag. Never know what you're going to get. We've polled some people, got some topics, put them all in a little bag, shook it up. We're going to pull them out bingo style and see what we get today.
Did we turn that sumbitch sideways before we pulled it?
Shined it up real
all
nice.
Right, there you go.
Stuck it straight up.
Stuck it straight up with candy asses and now we're going to pull it out and we're going to see what you guys came up with.
All right, so reaching into the old mystery bag today, first topic seems to be, WrestlePalooza.
Of course. Wait, hold on. Producers, AEW, didn't they have an all out this weekend? Is that in that bag? All right, he's shaking his head no. So thank God for that, because did you watch any of that? I didn't watch none of that. No interest. I have no idea what's going on.
There was a part of me that wanted to, and then the other parts of me just ran out of time.
Yeah. I didn't have that issue. I just didn't want to watch it. So, yeah, I was like, you know what? Nope.
It's hard in football season to really get everything in a weekend.
I mean, so that is true. Let's get into that just for a second before we go in, because, I attended the game this weekend.
I saw you in the suite.
In attendance there for the game, and the Panthers, of course, put up a 30-0 blanking of the Atlanta Falcons. So sorry, Atlanta, you dirty birds got to fly your asses
go
home.
Nowhere this time.
Yeah, y'all are done. Y'all are fried. You're cooked.
All right, let's talk about WrestlePalooza. Let's talk about it.
All right,
let's talk about it.
Let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Well, you want to do the ugly first?
We might as well.
ESPN rated their own PLE as a C-.
Their original PLE. So the very first one, their very first foray into the PLE world with WWE, and they gave it a C-, and I thought that was being generous. So
yeah, but I did agree with the recap that they gave, though, about Stephanie Vaquer and Io kind of stealing the show.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they came out there, put on a prime performance. I mean, they put on peak performance, and damn, what a match that was.
That was a great technical match. That was a great showmanship match. That was a great power match between the two of them. Fantastic. They've got great chemistry together in that ring.
Yep.
Beautiful.
And they were able to keep all the outside nonsense away. They got into it on Monday Night Raw. They, I think all the seals fell off of that there, but they were able to keep it honest for that particular match, and that's really all we could ask for. So I appreciate the way they did the match. I appreciate the way they ended the match.
Yep. Io seemed to be getting the best of Stephanie at times. Vice versa, Stephanie seemed to be getting the best of Io at times. It almost seemed like they were just kind of just move for move, neck and neck, and then out of nowhere, Stephanie pulls up a beautiful version of the spiral tap.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, what a good way to end the match. I mean, Obviously, we're all there for the Devil's Kiss. We all want to see it, just like a Booker. Booker what? Booker's Alliance loves to see it. Booker T loves to see it. We love to see it. So, obviously that's the high spot of the match. But I mean, it's not going to win you anything, right? It's definitely not going to win the world title.
No.
But, when you pull off a spiral tap the way she pulled it off, that's the way you end that match. That's the way you put your stamp on making yourself a name in that business.
Yeah, I kind of, as a fan, I popped for that one because I've never seen her pull that move off before, and I know you had kind of said, "Oh, that's AJ's old move."
Yeah, AJ used to do that back in the early.
I
2000s.
never saw AJ do it, so
yeah.
to me that move was fresh, and I'm like, "Oh, that was killer. That was amazing." But come out the winner, first South American born WWE female champ. Congratulations, Stephanie Vaquer.
Absolutely. And new women's world champion, Stephanie Vaquer. Now, please don't deport her.
Please. Just change your name, Stephanie Vaquer.
Yeah, there you go, Stephanie Vaquer. Or just be Stephanie Bella. Or
Stephanie Bella.
Right. I mean, we've already got one of those, but why not?
Why not? Let's talk about the other big elephant in the room that come out of WrestlePalooza. Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
That dude is yoked.
Yeah,
God almighty.
I saw side-by-sides of him when he was breaking in back in 2002, so he would have been, 25?
Yep.
And now you see him at like 48. I mean, he hadn't lost an inch of size. That dude's he's still a horse.
Alpha male.
Absolutely. He again, if the end of the world is coming, if the aliens do invade, and we got to send our best, he's on the list. He's high on the list. And as old as he is, he's high on the list. Get your ass out there. You protect this country.
So we predicted, if you go back and listen to the last show, we predicted the many F5s, all the AAs. We knew all of that was going to happen. We kind of talked about what happens if John just gets decimated again.
Yeah.
Which happened. John got in minimal amount of offense.
Yeah. Minimal being kind.
Yeah. Brock just kind of ragdolled him like he had done in the past. Wasn't as quick with it, but 8-something minutes. I mean, all that match was.
I mean, when Brock came back in 2014, he came back after, a 10-year hiatus almost, and he re-debuted I think that was 2012, but whatever. But anyway, he came back after a long hiatus, and he came back against John, and he basically did the same thing. So, he was gone away. He was off in the void for the last few years here. Right. He was the name that should not be spoken.
Right.
But now he's back, and I mean, pretty much the same thing. He comes right back, runs right through John Cena. It's like, well, rinse and repeat here. I think I said that last week.
Yep.
This is a rinse and repeat option. They already know the playbook. That playbook's drawn. It was in a vault somewhere. They dusted it off, went back to it, played it all the way out. But again, I ask, where the hell does Brock Lesnar go from here?
They're talking it up like this was it. There's not going to be a rematch.
Yeah, well, there definitely shouldn't be. I mean, that's a waste of time at this point.
John is moving into AJ program with AJ Styles,
which I like that.
I like that. That's going to happen at Crown Jewel.
Yeah, Crown Jewel. There you go.
Where does Brock go from here? I think Brock kind of disappears for a while. I really do. I think he kind of fades back to the background for a while, and I think maybe, just maybe, you have a Rumble winner again in Brock Lesnar. And he may challenge for that belt in Las Vegas where all the big prize fighters fight.
You mean like a Mania against Cody, I'm assuming?
Maybe. Yeah.
So
I'm not looking forward to that either. I'll tell you this. They are in a real big turmoil with what to do with some of these big names. Well, like Roman. What do you do with Roman?
That's what happens when you get yourself into this bottleneck that they got. Yeah. And we've talked about this for so long. There's so many stars that are upcoming. That the next breakthrough guy, Jey Uso, LA Knight, the list goes on. I mean, they're in NXT. They're ready to explode out of NXT now. They're bursting at the seams to get up to the main roster. It's like, when they get up there, what do we do? When you create this kind of bottleneck, eventually it's got to spill over, right? Eventually, it's, you're going to have to start pouring talent out or cycling talent out. But, how do you do that with Brock Lesnar? How do you do that with Cody Rhodes? Like you just said, how do you do it with Roman Reigns? What the hell happens with Seth at this point? Great. Let's say those four are your two main events at the next Mania. Well, hell, now what are we doing with Punk? What are we doing with Randy Orton? What are we doing with Becky Lynch? What are we doing with Charlotte Flair? What the hell? I mean, either you're going to have 7 nights of Mania to handle this, or you're going to have to clear up that bottleneck.
I could see a couple things happening maybe with Brock. What if the Paul Heyman thing wasn't a one-off? What if Brock, I mean, Paul is trying to weasel Brock into the quote-unquote vision? What if it's a double cross on Seth? What if Brock comes in, beats Seth down, and takes that belt? I mean, that could happen. What if...
I've actually heard rumors that they're looking at Braun Breaker versus Brock at a WrestleMania here coming up. Because
what if that happens? What if it's Bronson Reed?
I mean, what if Brock has to go through the whole Vision? You know, maybe he has to fight the Vision to get to Seth to take that title. Let's put it like this. We've been saying for a long time since the creation of that title, you got to put it on somebody that's going to give it its validity, right? Yep. They put it on Seth. He made it credible. Then they took it off of him. They moved it around through some guys. It kind of lost some steam.
Yep.
So they went back to the well. Okay, well, we got Seth over here. Let's start over. Put it back on him. Where do you go from here? You want to put some credibility on that belt. You put it on Brock Lesnar's ass, and I mean, we won't see it again for another 6 months. But when we do see it, it'll definitely have some credibility.
A story that I would like to see Brock get into, though, I would like to see Brock, because obviously we just talked about the man. Looks like he's chiseled out of stone. But again, how old is Brock?
Yeah, he's a good 48.
Yeah, I mean, so Brock ain't got many years left in this business. I think if you want to start seeing some of this younger talent, look, KO came up as NXT champ to answer John Cena's U.S. Open challenge, right? Mm-hmm. Who's the NXT champ right now? Oba Femi.
Definitely Oba Femi, yeah.
What if Brock just says, look, I'm tired of that locker room back there. I took y'all's best and I ragdolled him around the ring for 8 minutes. Give me somebody new. Give me a challenge. Who answers that challenge? Our NXT champ, Oba Femi.
We talked about Oba last week, with possibly being the guy to come up and send John Cena home. John Cena's also 48 years old. So, I mean, Oba Femi, from what I understand, is like 26.
Yeah.
I mean, so he's where those guys were 20 years ago.
Right
when back in 2002, when we were getting our start of those guys, that's where Oba is right now. Yep. So, I mean, hey, I wouldn't be against him coming back and sending both of them off to the woodshed for a little while. But it's more realistic with John Cena because we know John's expiration date, right? Brock Lesnar, with the schedule that he works and things like that, we have no idea if there is an expiration date. I mean, he could Undertaker himself into another 10 to 15 years of WrestleMania. So there's things you could do with Brock Lesnar, but when the Undertaker was getting towards the end of it, he was kind of looking like he was at the end of it. He was beat down. He was worn down.
That's not Brock.
Yeah, Brock ain't beat down, worn down. I mean, Brock's he's a monster right now. So at this stage, he can go. So, hey, you get him in there with a guy like Oba Femi. You get him in there with those kind of guys and let them push him to his limits. Let him teach him a few things.
One other thing I wanted to mention that came out of WrestlePalooza, as Cody was saying here lately, WrestlePalooza. Congratulations to Stephanie McMahon.
Ah, yeah. We got a future Hall of Famer.
Future Hall of Famer.
Announced way early in the game, right?
Yeah, way early.
Yeah, I mean, hell, we're closer to the last WrestleMania than we are the next WrestleMania in time. And we've already announced the first inductee into the Hall of Fame.
Something tells me we'll see the behind the story of that on the next season of Unreal.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. We got glimpses of it, between social, and we got Triple H's, we got to watch him as it happened and things like that. But yeah, I definitely feel like we're going to get the setup and who sent Stephanie out there, what they told her and things like that.
Yep.
And I feel like we'll be watching it. We'll be like, this seems very real. This seems like WWE. But I digress.
But congratulations, Stephanie McMahon. Well deserved. I mean, to me, controversial or not, every McMahon has their place in the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Linda.
I find it hard to believe that Stephanie's getting in before Vince. But when you look at who is running the show right now, that makes it a little bit more understandable, right? The year after Hunter goes in, Stephanie goes in, maybe next year, maybe in Saudi. Now, I think I remember bringing that up in the moment. And, this is probably like something that nobody's thinking of. But what better place to induct Vince into the Hall of Fame where you don't get all that negative backlash, you don't get all that, negative publicity and everything that's going to surround it if you do it, is to induct Vince in Saudi. Because, I mean, there would be no Saudi without Vince McMahon, right? We can organize, we can say who organized what deal and blah, 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 blah. But Saudi wouldn't be sinking this kind of money into WWE right now if Vince hadn't done what he did 45 some years ago.
That's true.
So I say, if you're going to do it, I mean, you're already getting negative backlash for doing a WrestleMania in there anyway. Hey, lean into it, right? Yep. Lean into it. Put Vince in. Now, that's, of course, if Vince is cleared up on whatever his, outside stuff is. But hey, if that's cleared up by then, I say induct Vince in Saudi. Then we still can do, Shane and Linda down the road, wherever we get there. But I say, I mean, again, it's unpopular to go to Saudi for Mania anyway. So hell, make all the unpopular decisions and put them all on Saudi. Say, hey, Saudi wanted it. Put the blame on them.
Yep. All right, that was WrestlePalooza. So let's dig into the old mystery bag here and see what else we get. What are we getting? Ooh, NXT Invasion.
Ooh. I'm interested here.
Interesting.
I am interested. They do have my attention for this NXT Invasion. Now, anybody who hasn't seen this week's episode of NXT, if you're into the Invasion style angle, not the one that we had back in 2001 with WCW, but well, maybe I guess like the one we had in 2001 because
it's kind of just like
we're kind of getting the same level of roster. So even though it's TNA's best, I mean it's still I don't know. TNA's best is probably at best the WWE team or the NXT team. So I mean it's equals for what we're getting because they're doing it in NXT, but I'm interested to see how much effort they're going to put into this. Because we've talked about this before. When TNA invades, because they've done it with AEW already, when they invade, they never seem to come out ahead after the invasion, right?
True.
They've been molding in with WWE NXT for a while, and I don't know that they've come ahead on any of that yet because Trick's their champion. Jordan Grace came over. She was their champion. She didn't lose the title until she officially left the company. And I don't even know what they're doing on TV every week because I don't get a chance to see it. So
yeah, to me, I think this is their way of trying to get the belt back in their organization.
Yeah.
I think that's what this is. And I think just by the way that it ended with Ricky Saints and Oba Femi staring each other down over the NXT belt, Trick in the ring, getting his butt handed to him basically by all the other people. I mean, that NXT locker room came out to try to help. I don't know if Trick tries to mend fences and say, hey, I was wrong. I'm NXT to the core, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what all happens. But I do see kind of the main flag bearer for TNA being Santana. I kind of see him or Matt Cardona.
Although I didn't even know Matt Cardona was over there. But
yeah.
I feel like he would, as far as WWE would be concerned, I feel like he would be the most marketable for them to have him wrestle Trick because you can get buzz around that. You can get talk to start around that kind of matchup, right? But let's be honest, as far as we know, and again, it's as far as we know, TNA is its own entity. They may want to go a different direction with their title, and they may have worked it out with WWE to get them to that point. And maybe that did include Matt Cardona, maybe it didn't. I really hope it did because that'll be something that I'm interested in. I've already seen Trick wrestle Santana with the title involved. I don't want to see that again. If that's their flag bearer, then great, but that's a TNA thing, and I'm not into the TNA product, so it doesn't really matter.
The only reason why I say that is because he was the one on commentary.
Right,
that's the only reason why I say that.
No, I definitely get it. My thinking is, out of the people that they showed, we've already seen Moose wrestle in NXT, wrestling for the TNA title, and he didn't win.
We've seen Joe Hendry.
Well, yeah, we've definitely seen Joe Hendry, although I'm not 100% sure he's not a WWE NXT talent.
He will be by December.
Yeah, I was going to say, but neither here nor there on that. So, I mean, while we're talking about it, let's talk about it. I'm not sure that whole company in WWE property by December, but that's also neither here nor there. We'll get to that in a couple of months when story unravels, as from what I've heard, from what other people seem to be saying. And it's not just me saying it, keep in mind. Sports Illustrated is saying it. whatever. I don't know. I don't remember the rest of the promo. I just know Sports Illustrated because it's funny. But Becky Lynch is probably saying it somewhere if they ask her. So I mean that exists.
Congrats, Becky, being the top female wrestler voted by Sports Illustrated.
Yeah, it isn't just her saying it. I mean, it's Sports Illustrated. It's somebody else that she says that I have no clue. So I'm not going to wander myself down that sinking ship again. But yeah, neither here nor there. As far as TNA goes, whatever they want to do with their product going forward, if it's still their product, if they can use WWE as a means to help them get them there, I'm not against it. Because, it's giving me more interest in TNA. And like I said, I didn't even know they were still on TV until this whole Joe Hendry thing started. So I do have some interest in their product now, but not enough to go hunt it down.
I'm looking around to see if he's going to appear. You said his name.
I did say his name, but I don't think he's appeared right now. He's not under our contract yet.
All right. Let's reach into the old mixed bag here and see what else comes up. Ooh, Asuka, Rhea, Io, Kairi.
What a mess that was on
this
Raw.
This is an interesting story.
Now, when I say mess, I mean the way Rhea ended up.
The way Rhea looked like by the end.
Damn Smurf at the end of that whole thing. Now, you want to talk about a mess.
Here's what I'm going to say. And look, I know, probably stealing it, but hey, you steal from the greats. That's how this works, right? So, yes, Bully and Dave LaGreca covered this on Busted Open, but I've got to cover this as well. If you're gonna do a missed spot, that's how you freaking do a missed spot. She looked completely covered from head to toe in this evil Japanese mysterious mist. Yeah. I mean, that's how you do it. Now, granted, we've seen her do it in the past. Mm-hmm. We've seen Aleister Black or Malachi Black, however you want to call him.
Well, he's definitely Aleister Black now.
Now it's Aleister.
Yeah. We may be seeing Andrade El Idolo here coming up soon, although I think that bridge is burned. But.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you can go all the way back to some of the Japanese greats that did this mist. But the way that Asuka did it, that whatever they did, whatever capsule she used, whatever WWE magic that she used, that was perfect. That was incredible. I will say that the match between her and Asuka was fantastic. Rhea has always been able to have great chemistry in the ring with other people. Yeah. Asuka, I don't know that I've ever seen them kind of mix it up in the past. I don't.
Not to this extent.
Not to that extent.
Yeah, not as a highlighted match.
So a lot of people, you've had to follow social media in order to get the full story of what's going on. Now, Frank, I know you don't go down the social media rabbit hole.
No. I like to keep my wrestling pure.
Right. So the social media rabbit hole that these ladies have also taken us on, the reason why Asuka, Io, and Kairi are so linked, why does Io keep saying we're family? Because the hierarchy system in New Japan, the way all of these girls came up in New Japan wrestling, Asuka was the mentor. She was the sensei, so to speak. You don't go against your sensei in anything. If that is your sensei and they say command, you follow. It's family. That's how it's supposed to be. However, Asuka did not like the fact that Io was being influenced by Rhea. She was trying to break that influence. Kairi, on the other hand, is following Asuka's influence, but you can tell Kairi does not want to. That was kind of demonstrated after the missed attack. Io came down. Asuka kind of ordered Kairi to kind of get involved and start beating him up, but you could tell Kairi didn't want to. She was laying it in, sorta, but then Asuka pulls her off of her and almost like chokes her. Kind of in a way, almost like chokes her and says, no, lay it in, get in there, beat them up. I'm digging this story. I love the Japanese culture. I love the samurai culture. I'm kind of digging how they're laying this in. It's obviously going to build to a tag team match in Perth. You're going to get Rhea, Io, Asuka, Kairi. That's kind of what you're going to get.
Yeah.
But one thing that happened Monday night in this whole story, I've clamored for it for years being on this podcast. Vince never would give it to us. Triple H teased us for years by giving Asuka the old Kane face paint. She got the face paint.
Here we go with this again.
Monday night, we got the full version of Kane. That was finally who she was in New Japan, where she was unstoppable.
I remember like a year ago, you going down the same path with Shinsuke Nakamura, and we were going to get this ultimate dragon type Shinsuke Nakamura that never actually panned out. And now Shinsuke, I don't even know where the hell he is. I don't even know where he's at no more.
Shinsuke, I don't know why that fell apart. God only knows why that fell apart. We only can get so much information on the inside of things. I don't know why it fell. I'm hoping the thing with Asuka does not fall apart. I'm really hoping.
It's totally gonna fall apart.
I'm really hoping.
There's no way they're going all in on whatever this is right now. I think they're more excited about the Crazy Bailey angle than they are about whatever Asuka's about.
And see, I'm not even interested in the Crazy Bailey.
Yeah,
angle.
so I need to see a whole lot more of that. If it wasn't with Lyra, I might be more interested in it. But I mean, who else are you going to pair Bailey up with now? She's worked with everybody else, so. I'm just wondering why Lyra's the one to make Bailey go crazy, but it kind of is what it is.
Also, where'd Bianca?
She's injured. She jacked up her thumb, remember? Or her finger in, what is it, in Mania?
I thought she came back with a match after that.
No.
You sure?
Mm-hmm. She was the special guest referee with Naomi and Jade. But she hadn't wrestled since that finger thing happened. So even as special guest referee, her hand was wrapped up really tight. So
okay.
I don't remember so I do remember in the match. I remember she did something with the rope, and I remember she came out shaking her hand real hard after, because I remember saying, "Ooh, I think she jacked up her hand there," but I didn't realize it was a 7-month injury. Like, that was a while ago at this point. That was a good 6 months ago, and a hand injury is kind of like, all right, you get out of that, but. In all honesty, let's talk about it. I mean, there ain't no rush for Bianca to come back because, again, bottleneck at the top, right? I mean, you've got Charlotte and Alexa wandering around in the tag team division. You've got Rhea and Io, now Asuka and Kairi wandering around in the tag team division. I mean, the new breed is coming up. You got Io and Stephanie Vaquer, and on the other side, you got your U.S. champion Julia, and the younger talent, Tiffany Stratton, of course, is still younger talent. I feel like she's a vet out of all those names that I bring up because she's been around for a year?
Yeah.
The rest of them have been around for like 3 months.
Yeah.
But I mean, those are your champions right now. That the new blood is coming, and that old blood is now. This is like a Charles Barkley interview when I'm saying when them young girls they coming. And when they come in, I mean, when you get in there and they get in the ring and, you just banging and banging and banging.
Help me, Lord.
When a young girl is banging you, you just gotta stand there and take it. You can't just withdraw in. You got, anybody who hadn't seen that, just put in Charles Barkley funny interviews and you'll get something similar to what we just said there.
Or Troy Aikman. I mean,
the football crowd guy. Sometimes I feel like they're like a little competition to see who could be more lucid without actually going over the edge.
Did you hear JJ over the weekend about Butte? Did you hear that one?
No,
fill me in. So this is way off topic. Not even wrestling related. This is bleeding into football, but it was funny.
You know where I was at football, so I half saw it.
It was funny as hell. So I can't remember what the guy's name is. Butte. That's his real last name.
I see that. I see this going.
And
bad.
the commentator said, "Man, he was trying to touch Butte." And JJ just lost it. Old air. Lost it. It was like I tried to hold it, man.
That's funny.
You can hear him saying, "I tried to hold it."
That's hilarious. That's like Shaq when he has to deal with Charles Barkley. But anyway, back to what I was saying. When them young girls they coming, and I mean them older girls they either go out to shit or get off the pot. As they say at this point. So. Bianca's in that weird, she wasn't a 4-horsewoman. She came after that group, but she's damn sure been around for a long time in comparison to the group that I just named. It's going to be hard to find a good place to fit in when she does come back. So, I mean, hey, I'm not in a rush to come back either if I'm her.
Yep. All right. Going back to the mixed bag, let's see what we all pull out.
Let's see if we get NFL football analogy and NBA on TNT analogies. I bet you nobody counted on that this week.
Okay. Controversial topic apparently, but apparently our poll here, they want us to talk about this one. WrestleMania 43.
Ooh.
This is the WrestleMania that got announced for Saudi.
In Saudi.
What
the F are we doing now?
So So here we go. First thing first. I gotta do a little pat on the back. I called this.
Ooh.
I called this.
Yeah.
I called the whole outside of the US WrestleMania within 3 to 5 years, and I probably called that maybe a year ago.
Yeah, probably.
So it happened a little sooner than I thought.
Yeah.
It's also happening in a place that I didn't think.
Definitely wasn't on.
in.
Definitely wasn't on the bingo card.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Traditional fans. When I say traditional fans, I'm talking about
trad fans.
No. I'm talking
because that's you guys' new name out there.
Trad fans.
IWC, you are now trad
fans.
fans. Mm-hmm.
So I'm talking about US fans.
Okay.
I don't see a lot of US fans making this.
Hate it. Yeah. Absolutely.
There's
hate
no
it.
way.
No, even if we, but so again, behind the scenes, like we always do, we're filming. We're recording on Wednesday. The 24th? Mm-hmm. This is the day that WrestleMania 42 tickets went on sale. The pre-sale tickets went on sale.
Yep.
And them jokers are high.
Yep.
They higher than giraffe pussy.
Yep.
But we won't. We'll move on from that so we don't lose our PG-13 status. But they high as hell. Too high for me to even consider possibility of going, and apparently too high for you to still stay in your marriage.
Yeah.
So definitely,
I would be divorced if.
Yeah. So definitely, probably
the only way Bookers Alliance is going to wind up at WrestleMania 42 is we get comped.
That's why I say unless we get that endorsement here, we got 6 months to get that endorsement straight, where we can still get our travel plans and all. Unless that comes through, we ain't gonna be at that one, guys. So if you hear us saying that in 7 months, oh yeah, here we are in Vegas. We're lying. I'm just letting it behind the scenes again. We lying like hell. It's probably fun for the show. So let us tell future Booker Alliance, don't lie about it now, because we ain't going.
As a wrestling podcast, it's what we do.
I mean, yeah, you got to kayfabe it.
We do.
So we got to kayfabe it. But yeah, them tickets are high as hell. So and upside of it is Vegas travel is down because somebody's killing our economy. But that's neither here nor there. We don't get into those topics either. But Vegas travel is down. So, I mean, you could get a flight there for cheap. You could get a hotel there for cheap right now.
Yep.
But you still got to pay an arm and a leg to get into the damn event.
Yep.
And if you actually want to see something, you're going to have to give up more than that arm and leg.
Yep.
But Saudi, now we're talking a whole new world at this point. I mean, the flight alone is 13 hours?
Yep.
The hotel, I don't even want to get into that conversation. I don't even know what exists for that. Needless to say, I put no effort forth into the travel plans because there ain't no way I'm going. So I looked at that, and so like you said, no U.S. fans are gonna go, right? Or if they do, it'll be green shirt guy and maybe a small contingent of fans that are actually there, right? The rest of the fans aren't going. So now you're not gonna have the crowd that we're used to at Mania. I mean, I guess they could do the pyro and all that other because they're used to bombs and stuff going off over there like nobody's business. So it ain't going to be a shock for them to have explosions and all that nonsense going on.
Yo, this will be the last show. I'm sorry.
It could be, but so Jimmy Kimmel's back. Damn it, we'll be back next week too.
Turkey, I promise you. Turkey, don't come after us. We're sorry.
I promise
sorry, Turkey.
But the FCC don't mess with me. Let me be me. Let you'll be seen. Oh, sorry. But anywho, I digress. I don't understand that. So no, I do understand the money that they got paid for it. From what I'm hearing, $50 million for one Mania.
This is a TKO money grab.
Yeah. For $50 million, there's no way you're not going to do it. So I get it, but I think TKO said something last week about how Vince McMahon was more centered on like family friendly pricing for events and all that. And they're just not about that. And I'm like, well, unfortunately, that's where your business is rooted. The WWE ain't the NFL. They're not going to just go and get people to spend a buttload of money in other countries to come and see their event. It ain't going to happen for WWE the way it does for NFL.
All right. So let me put this out there. Let me get on my soapbox for just a minute.
Take your time, Pastor. Take your time.
So, I was the one preaching the message that WrestleMania was going to be going global.
Thanks.
So, I knew this was coming. If you're going to call me Pastor, I prophesied this was going to happen. What I don't want to happen, though, I do not want WrestleMania to be juggled between Vegas and Saudi. I don't want that. And here's why. The message of taking WrestleMania global, to me, that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing because other people in this world would have a chance to experience what we take for granted. You watch a Monday Night Raw in Sheboygan, you listen to that crowd, it's dead half the night.
Yeah.
It's not hot. You listen to these European crowds and these Saudi crowds. Dude, they're wild. They're hanging over every word. They're singing their songs.
I don't know about the Saudi crowd.
The last Saudi pay-per-view, it was that way. The crowd was kind of loose.
Was it?
So, but here's the thing. WWE, TKO, give people in London that chance. Give people in Japan that chance. Give people in Germany that chance. Look, and here's...
So I'll be honest, they got that chance, right? All you got to do is, so Saudi got it for $50 million.
But see, that's the thing. That's the thing. At some point in time, y'all have got to come back to the realization that y'all ain't shit without the fans.
So they know that, but as long as they're raking in every WrestleMania the last 4 years, they've touted it's the biggest WrestleMania of all time. They're not trying to go away from that, right?
Then we're back where we were 6 years ago with us clamoring for somebody else to start something other than Vince's poor ass booking.
Maybe.
Honestly.
But hell, AEW ain't affordable. Hell, they started out pricing people out of their events and out of their pay-per-views and being able to get a hold of their product on TV. And
but it's more. It's. I'm still on my soapbox.
Okay.
It's more than just WWE. It's hard as hell to go to a damn basketball, football game, concert, because number one, you're fighting bots for tickets. Number two, you're paying exorbitant amount of extra fees and other crap on the end of a ticket price. Mm-hmm. The system is becoming to the point, and we've talked about this before, the system's coming to a point where it's you can't do, the average person can't do it anymore.
No, I
can't pack up the car, take my two kids down to Spectrum Center and go.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're definitely not doing it with a family of four anymore. Yeah. Those days are done. As far as going to the local sports arena and seeing the sports show, wrestling, boxing, basketball, football, those days are done. Now, you can still go see a cheap baseball game because, you got different leagues of baseball. Right. You got the minors and things like that. Right. You can still go see a house show on wrestling. We had a wrestling show here in our local city a couple of weeks ago, right? Completely forgot about it, but we could have afforded to go to that. I think the tickets were like $8, right? We definitely could have went, but again, that's not the spectacle. That's not the, that we go to those things for the love of the event.
Right.
But as far as going to a Mania in Saudi, that's a no-brainer. That's probably not going to happen, right? A Mania in Vegas, for one person is, $3,000-$4,000 at this point. That's not a destination event like a Disneyland or something like that. You don't even pay that much to go to Disneyland, Disney World per person anymore. You're not paying $3,000 or $4,000. But hell, I don't know what besides the Super Bowl. I can't think of anything you pay these kind of numbers for to go to one single event. Hell, Taylor Swift lets you in for less than that.
So look,
or Swaler Tiff if you're the Booker's Alliance. But.
So look, the fact that it's going to Saudi. Okay, look, whether I get love or hated for this comment, I don't care. I'm over the whole Saudi thing. It is what it is. We know what they've done over there. We know what they're trying to do. We know if they are trying to make a culture shift, great, good for them. Yeah. The thing is, though,
at the end of the day, we know what they're paying.
Right. So, the thing is, though, it's happening, and there's nothing as a fan you're going to be able to do about it.
So now I pull back on that because we had WrestleMania in New Orleans for about 2 months, and then all of a sudden we had WrestleMania in Vegas. So I'm not 100% sure that we don't have WrestleMania in Saudi for 2 months, and then all of a sudden, now, walk down the path with me real quick. We got a minute or two this week.
Okay.
There's a whole lot of nonsense going on over in the Middle East, over in that area, in that territory right about now, right? There's a lot of activity, we'll call it, going on over there. There ain't nothing to say that we won't be able to go to Saudi in 2 years. There ain't nothing to say that the arena that they're going to have it in Saudi will still be standing in 2 years. So I'm not putting all my eggs in the basket of it's going to Saudi, but all things being equal, it's going to Saudi, right? That is what it is. WWE took the check. They sold their souls, whatever you want to call it, whatever wrestling angle you want to call it. They did it all, and it's probably 99% it's going to be there, right? So it's a reality we're going to have to deal with. That means we're watching Mania at what, noon? Or 10 in the morning or 8 or some nonsense?
Who knows?
Yeah, I mean,
Who
so
knows?
there's that. That's going to be awkward. That's going to be weird.
Hey, but I tell you what, though, if you got NordVPN, you don't have to pay.
So we don't advertise the actual brand, sir. Let's pull back on the brand. 'Cause that's what happened to Stephanie, and she almost got the whole ESPN deal canceled. I'm not trying to. So if ESPN wants to hire the Bookers Alliance, we'll be more than happy to come to your network and talk about WWE
Absolutely,
too. Just putting it out there.
I see you, O'Shea Jackson.
Yeah, I was going to say, just putting it out there. We're available to all takers, right? We're available to all comers too. But when them young girls, when they coming, I'm telling you, in the NXT.
Oh, we made it back around.
Yeah, well.
We made it back around.
Sorry. So that just canceled the NXT ESPN
Yep,
deal
canceled.
for us. So, yeah, well.
All right, I see one more thing over here in the mystery bag. Let me pull it out real quick, see what we got. Ooh,
Wait, do we got time for one more? Is this a bonus episode?
we got time for one.
Is this a bonus
We got
episode for the
time.
fans?
We got
I know they're counting the weekends. Like, wait a minute, 1, 2,
We got
3.
time. We got
yeah,
time.
this is a bonus episode for the fans. It's because we love you guys and we love this business, so we're giving you a little extra.
So, the Pebble had an interview on Good Morning America.
Yeah. When I coined that last week, you knew that was a hit, right?
Yeah, I knew
it was
it
like
was.
it's straight hashtag Pebble.
So Dwayne Johnson had an interview on Good Morning America talking about his Hollywood movie career, the new movie coming out, Smashing Machine, just family life and kind of where his movie career is going. Thinking about some of the things he said and the way he said it, I almost believe, again, pro wrestling, never say never. Mm-hmm. I almost believe that book is closed.
Yeah, so I remember you said that, and that's kind of why I wanted to talk about it, because as you said it, I'm like, whoa, I mean, that's a hell of a leap to go into and now I get it, of course, because when you see him, you're like, oh, hell, there's no way he's going to come back and do wrestling in the condition he's in now, knowing what we're used to, right? I mean, because if those of you who haven't seen The Rock in the last month or two, he ain't the final boss no more, right? I mean, so
he's done lost about 70 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, he's like my size at this point. I mean, he's still obviously 6'4", he's like 240. He ain't a small guy by no means. I mean, he's a house, but he ain't the Rock that we saw 6-7 months ago.
He's not a Smashing Machine Rock.
No, when Smashing Machine came out, Rock was what, 6'5", 300.
Yeah.
Easily, 280. I mean, let's maybe not 300, but he was at good 280. So he's lost minimum 40 to 50 pounds now. I mean, he's a lot different looking, but when you say it's completely over, I'm like, now wait a minute. Rock didn't get his retirement match. Rock never got his Roman match. Rock never got his Cody payoff. There's a whole lot of ships still floating around out there. And much like we were talking about with the Marvel Universe, they always find a way to hunker back to those little Easter eggs that lay around out there. And I mean, I don't think you do those Easter eggs with The Rock. Now, granted, things change, right? Things change now, but we know that. But I don't think you leave that big of an Easter egg out there and never get back to it. At some point, you gotta address the elephant in the room.
Yeah, the elephant in the room is how big of a check is Saudi going to cut?
And that's what that's where I'm at right now. Because at the end of the day, you got to have something for WrestleMania 43 that's going to be the biggest thing ever. Because I mean, they've never made $50 million for one damn event in all of wrestling history, right? That's going to be the biggest payday in all of wrestling history, bar none.
Yeah.
What bigger can you get than The Rock versus Roman or The Rock versus Cody or all these things that we've been building on for the last 4 years? What bigger do you do than that?
So it's not uncommon, though, for us to see in the world of MMA, let's say, for example, or the world of boxing, it's not uncommon for us to see a guy go down weight classes, go up weight classes. It's not uncommon for us to see champions, change their physique to fight at a different level, right? Yep. So Rock losing all the weight, to me, is not the reason why you wouldn't see him back in the ring. I don't think, like, if it was Rock versus Roman, I think it's more believable to have a slimmer, trimmer Pebble out there at an older age going up against the new Young Buck tribal chief, where Roman ain't as young anymore. But
I was
still,
getting ready to say, is Roman the new young upstart at 40? Holy hell.
But still, I'm just saying, like, it's not uncommon for us to see somebody drop weight or go up weight in order to take a fight and do stuff like that. That's not uncommon. But what I do find uncommon in this situation, listening to that interview, it seems like Rock's mindset may have shifted into, look, I want to lock into this movie career because there's things here that I haven't done yet. Wrestling, he's ran the gambit. The only thing Rock has not done, straight up fight Roman. That is the only thing to me that's untouched.
So he also hadn't retired. He also hasn't been inducted in the Hall of Fame, which
Tis true.
Both things I feel like are necessary for The Rock's career, right?
Tis true. But they ain't going to put Vince and Rock in there at the same time.
No, they're definitely not going to put those two in there at the same time.
Vince
But I don't
might have
think
to go in by himself.
So that's the thing, right? Kind of like when Undertaker did, right? I mean, you could do other people, but you shouldn't.
Yeah, he shouldn't.
You know, it's not a good look.
Yep.
But so I don't think Rock goes in Saudi. I think Rock would go in the year after in Vegas, because of course that's where it'll be.
Yeah.
But I think he would go in that year. But I think he would have his final match in Saudi. I feel like, again, they're gonna write checks, right? You're gonna see matches that you're not expecting. Yeah. You're gonna see people wrestle that you're not expecting, because Saudi ain't ashamed to write no check. If they want to see something bad enough, they'll write the check for it. And that's why I haven't hated Saudi, because I mean, we wanted to see HBK get back in the ring. Saudi made it happen. Now it's a shit show, but
I wish I wouldn't have seen it.
So does he. I mean, guaranteed. Sean, HBK, Kane, Triple H, Undertaker, all of them wish they hadn't saw it. But as for a fan, just the entrances alone, I wanted to see that. So Saudi gave us that. So I don't hate Saudi, and they're involved. Saudi gave us the Titus World Slide. Holy hell. There had been nothing that I've enjoyed more in wrestling in the 40-some years I've been watching than watching Titus slip and slide under that damn ring. That was amazing. It was great. Thank you, Saudi. So if Saudi can find a way to get The Rock back in the ring to do Rock Roman or Rock Cody, either one, sign me up for it. Thanks, Saudi.
All right, everybody, that was the Mystery Bag episode. Hope you liked it.
That was a hodgepodge.
That was everywhere. But hey, the fans got the questions in. We would take them as they come.
Yeah, I mean, if you got more questions, send them to us. We'll do another episode like this.
Reach out on our social media platforms. Drop us a line. Let us know. And with that, everybody, thank you for today's episode, and we will bid you adieu.
Peace. Now with them young girls.
Today's podcast was produced by SBP. You can find our podcast on all major podcast platforms. Also, connect with us on our social media accounts. Search for The Bookers Alliance on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X.